Hey, my name is Chad, and today there was a lot of posts about people that got some new high-tech equipment. And congratulations to all you that have invested into your cabinet shops and into automation and the next things that are coming. Everybody going to IWF this week. Going to be an awesome time. We're going to see the latest and greatest in the world. And the other day there was an interesting post on the page about a T slot regarding a certain cabinet hinge. And some of you may not know how we got to the modern day concealed hinge. And where we came from was a double screw on hinge. And where we got to in between was a screw on and single demountable hinge that looks just like this. So the double demountable or single demountable here, double demountable here, hinge takes a T slot routed into the face frame that the hinge clamps on. And the beautiful part about that is you can take a screwdriver, you can unclamp that hinge, slide it out just a little bit, and clamp that hinge back on the face frame. That was your in-out adjustment and up-down adjustment of your door. And on your door, there was also a T slot that the clamp gripped onto your door, so you could make a left and right adjustment or an up-down adjustment on your door. And this was much better than a screw-on hinge because it was real difficult to put a screw hole next to an existing screw hole. So the double demountable hinge came out. The other great thing about double demountable is that it was self-closing, so long that the hinge still had some spring left, and over time these would wear out. So I can kind of hear the cabinet makers of the 80s and 90s laughing. This was the dominant thing in those days, and not a lot of people know how this was actually done. And it took me about a half an hour to get all this stuff set up, and I'm going to kind of just demonstrate how this was done. And I thought this would be kind of a cool thing to show everybody. So I'm going to adjust the camera here. I found a utility cabinet in the shop. I've taken the concealed hinges off, and I've got my Amarok cabinet router system. So this was the piece that took a Bosch router in this fixture or this jig made by Amarok company. And if you mount your doors 3 inches to center and your cabinets 2.5 inches to center to your hinge mounting hole, like, this is why those measurements were that way, is because it started with the Amarok double demountable hinge system. So the T-groove routers, even Armada and things like that, make this today. There was cutting surface on the shank of the router and cutting surface on the tip of the T-slot router. And what you do is you take this tool and you bring it into your cabinets after the face frames were nailed on and glued onto your carcasses. You would take this machine, nest it, maybe the cabinet would be sitting face down normally, and you would put it up in the corner. And you would make a groove in the cabinet. On the top and the bottom, that would look like this. And that's the T-groove that this tool would make. And it would blow out all the damn time. And the hinge covered that. It really didn't matter. So if I take the hinge and I put it in there, and I tighten that down with a screwdriver, the hinge would cover all that business. And then you had a little bit of up-down adjustment, and you could bring that hinge in and out and clamp it down as necessary. The other piece of this system was there was a whole table to route the hinge in the door. And what that consisted of was these 2 sleds. The right side was fixed. The left side you could slide down, and it has like ball bearings and everything in there. And the dust would evacuate out the back just into this trough that would be hooked up to dust collection. So the way that system works, you turn it on. And it would route the T-groove into your door. and it would blast out all the time. And it didn't matter because the door hinge would cover it up. So you would do this before cabinets were stained, and then you would take in, after everything was finished, you would clamp your hinge onto the frame of your finished cabinet. You bring your door in. Clamp it down. Put a bumper on it, and bam. You've got up, down, left, right, in, out adjustment on your non-soft close Amarok double demountable, available in 4 colors hinges. And that's how this system worked. If there was ever maybe some piano like this, you would take the top hinge and you let it come out just a little bit there and close it up, and now that would be tight. So that was tuning a double demountable hinge. So when you see the antique T-groove in cabinet frames or doors, it was the double demountable hinge. And when that wasn't fast enough, we came out with the modern day 35mm 2x8 6-way cam adjustable, toolless, Inserta, built-in soft close, 2-part clip-on, clip-off system that we know and love today. And I hope this helps somebody. And on a day where there was so much modern advancement posted, I hope that this was fun to watch the evolution of the modern day cabinet hinge and how we came from a double screw on to a single demountable to a double demountable hinge. So I hope you enjoyed.